Hey friends, it's Rachel with Living Life Rural, and today I'm going to tell you why you should be watering your plants in the middle of a hot sunny day. Now, I'm sure you're automatically thinking like, that doesn't make any sense, Rachel. Everything tells you that you're not supposed to water your plants in the middle of a hot sunny day, right? Well, there's rules for a reason, and sometimes there's reasons why we need to compromise on those rules or change them up a little bit. So let's look at these pepper plants right here. So I just planted these pepper plants yesterday. They were beautiful, they were tall, they were not wilted and droopy looking when I planted them, okay? If you're wondering, this is just a cover crop that I planted earlier this year. And those are all weeds over there. You can ignore those. I'm going to get to those later. So these guys are all droopy, right? When I planted them, they're in their nice little container. And they need to be watered every day because their roots are filled up in that container. And in order for them to have enough water every day, you got to water them, right? And I just planted them yesterday. And they haven't had time for those roots to work their way out into the soil. So the soil that I planted these in, down underneath here, is wet. If their roots were out, these guys would not be wilted right now. But as it is, their roots are still in the same shape as the container that they were growing in. Okay, those roots haven't made their way out into the soil around them to be able to get the water they need to not be all droopy and sad looking right now. So in order to help these guys not be so stressed and make sure they have a good foundation, I'm going to water them right now. It's like the middle of the day. It's probably 85 degrees out roughly. I'm not entirely for sure. And the sun is intense. Where I live, the sun is really, really hot in the summer. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my nozzle. I just have like a soaker type nozzle here. And I'm just going to water the ground, okay? We don't want to get the leaves on this plant wet, because if we get water on the leaves, the sun's going to magnify, or the water is going to magnify the sun, and our leaves are going to get like, they're not actually, it's kind of like a sunburn, but like little burn spots on them. And we don't want to stress these plants any further. So let me show you how we're going to water these. So this isn't my preferred hose. This is a, actually I don't know if you guys can see that. This is a water breaker, they call it. It's made by Dram. And you know, I actually don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope you say it Dram. Maybe it's Dram. I don't know. But this isn't my favorite one because this puts out a ton of water. I would rather have my other hose, but I couldn't get it, my other wand. I couldn't get it off of the other hose. So we're just going to use this one. So all we're going to do is come in and we're going to let the water, I forgot to turn this on before I started my video. And we're just going to water at the base of the plant, okay? And we're going to let that soak in. And we're going to water at the base of this plant. We're going to let that soak in. We're going to water at the base of the next plant. And we're just going to keep going down the line, watering only the soil, okay? We're not getting this on the leaves. And we're just going to water a little bit, let it soak in, water a little bit, let it soak in, until that water gets down to the root ball on these plants, so it actually has water that it can pull from. Okay? And that's all we're going to do. So sometimes you do actually need to water your plants in the middle of a day. Will these guys survive if I didn't water them right now? Yes, they would. They probably would. But there's also no reason to give them that extra added stress if I don't need to. I have the ability to water these guys right now. I have the ability to lessen their stress and help them become a more thriving plant. So why not do that? Now, if you've got soaker hoses in your garden, those are going to work perfectly. You might just need to turn them on for a little while during the day. This is going to pertain mainly to plants that you're planting not from seed. Okay, so like tomatoes, peppers, herbs, perennials, anything like that. You may have to do this with a little bit for the first like week or so after you plant them. And then after that, their roots are going to be spreading out and reaching out into the soil surrounding them. And then you can just water them as you would regularly in your garden. So like normally I would give this garden 1 or 2 deep waters a week. I have an overhead sprinkler and I just run it all night long. And that works really well. And I also don't have mulch on this garden yet this year. Highly recommend, if you don't use mulch, mulch your gardens. Straw, wood chips, all work. And I'm actually going to be getting a couple bags of hemp bedding, shredded hemp bedding this year. I just haven't gotten to the store to buy those yet. And we're going to try that out. Like I'm going to put that around some of my pepper plants and tomato plants and everything. So anyway, that is one reason, probably the main reason, why you would want to water your plants in the middle of a hot sunny day, even though everybody tells you that you should never do that. So I'm going to finish watering these guys and give them a little drink, and they're going to perk up and they're going to be a lot happier than they would be if I just let them sit for the rest of the afternoon and go from there. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, drop them below. I'm always happy to answer questions and help you on your homesteading journey. So I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so real quick, I have to show you guys this. I realized that I hope you can see, but anyways, and I realize that might not be in the frame, and that's okay. I don't need you to see me. I need you to see the pepper plants. All right, so these were the ones I just watered, okay, on the video that you just watched. I realized that I already told you goodbye and see me in the next video, etc. But I had to show this to you. This is 15 minutes. 15 minutes difference, maybe 20 minutes difference between when I watered these to right now. Look at the difference in these. They're strong. They're sturdy again. Watering them not only helps get water into that root ball so they can take it up, it also cools down their environment around them. So it took me like 5 minutes to water these and like 15 minutes for these guys to perk up and be happy again. So just again to remind you, if you have the opportunity to water your freshly planted plants on a really hot day in the middle of the day, they could use a little bit of a pick-me-up and gives less stress to the plant. So this time I really will see you in the next video.